And I dare say that the young man sitting next to me today has such a precocious style when he came out back in 1989 with Word to the Jazz that he was ahead of himself. He was ahead of the time. Right then and there, people wasn't rapping like him. They weren't conjugating verbs like he did. They weren't dissecting similes and metaphors like he was. They weren't picking the pocket apart just like he does to this day. I want to welcome him to the show. The man hit me and said, Sway, I'm in town. Just want to come say hi, inside or outside the building. Warm my heart. This is my brother Jaz-O is in the building.
Jaz-O!
The legendary Jaz-O.
Brooklyn's finest.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jaz-O.
What's going on, brother?
Man, how
What's
you
going
been,
on, sister?
man?
Hey.
Everybody. I'm
Everything.
chilling.
You good?
Great.
Good?
Always great, man.
What's on Jaz-O's agenda nowadays? What's going on? Like what's keeping your attention?
Well, the newest thing with me is a partner from Virginia and myself, Ernest Lyles. We established not a LLC, but a nonprofit called Scooters R Us.
Scooters are us.
Yeah, and it's basically to facilitate immobile people who don't have the insurance coverage to get mobility vehicles, be it, everything from a cane to, motorized, stuff on wheels. So we doing that. He originally established it, and then we restructured it and did it, more a little bit corporate, which is necessary. And we just started on that. We just got our Is that shit falling?
Yeah, the mic falling, man. I did see you. Nothing bothered you till the mic moved. I noticed. That's a true MC right there.
That's the magic you possess, man. The mic goes wherever
like,
you
the mic
do.
moving? What's going on? It was all kind of chaos surrounding Jaz-O, but when the mic moved,
Right.
that bothered him. He didn't like that. All right, go
what's
ahead.
going on?
My bad.
So
But how did you get into this? What interested? Why were you interested in this?
he originally established it, but he was doing it as an act of kindness, for people that he knew who needed mobility vehicles and apparatus to get around. So he told me about it, and we just talked, and he was like, well, what you into? And I'm like, I'm sort of working to get to what you're into, because I like giving back. And, sometimes time doesn't allow you to really focus on a particular thing. I got a lot, preaching to the choir. I got a lot of shit going on.
But I want to hear about it, though.
So basically, we restructured and established Scooters R Us. And so we just got our zoning, documents, and did all the BOIs and IUs and all this other technical document shit, and we putting it together proper. So we're gonna go, not legally public, because technically we're already public, because they don't let you do nothing unless you get all the address validation and stuff. But we're gonna be busting moves very soon. Doing public things, doing events, to raise funds, because we get somebody actually is donating. I can't mention their name, but they actually donate the mobility vehicles and other apparatus to us. So you figure it's only right, you know what I'm saying, that we give to the people who can't provide for themselves in that aspect.
I love that, man.
Me too.
You. Not only are you one of the most celebrated MCs to ever touch the mic, you a great humanitarian. But what allured you to this, like specifically scooters for people who are immobile? Did you have a family member, or what attracted this to you?
Well, actually, Ernest Lyles, he has difficulty in mobility. He has limited use of one of his legs, basically limited below his waist. He can walk and stuff like that, but he has to walk with a cane and stuff like that. And I was reluctant to mention that, because I don't know how people feel about, putting it, it's not, putting their business out like that, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the things that, because the original donation of the mobility vehicles and stuff like that, it started from somebody who was concerned about him. And so once he started, he realized he's like, the person was like, I got a whole bunch of these, and I get them all the time, and some of them need some repairs, so initially Ernest had got somebody who actually can repair them.
Okay.
So we can not only take fully functional ones, we can take some that need repairs and donate those as well.
Wow, I love this. Jaz-O is here, legendary MC. Tracy, you want to jump in?
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't even know he was going to get on the mic today.
Right, he didn't even know he was coming in for our anniversary, Jazz. It's
That's
been
what I was
13
saying. I was
years
like,
of
yo,
this
that's
show.
crazy.
Yeah,
Bruh.
man. I thought,
13. We on some vibrational shit.
We on
Come
some vibrations,
on,
Jazz.
talk about it.
Talk about that number 13. What do you mean by that?
Oh man, should we do that?
Would you please? That was the alley-oop right there.
You alley-ooped yourself.
I know, Ali and the oop.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we going into 13. The number that if you look in some older buildings, they have 11, 12, then 12A for a reason. Some of the Masonic secrets that go back even before that, dealing with the Moorish science, and when you talk about the Moors, you're talking about the people that they call black, the so-called blacks. But the 13 is the highest number of the vibrational wavelength of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, the number 13 has been heralded secretly throughout millennia, because it is just that. You see, like I said, with the buildings, they, it's supposed to be like the forbidden number or secret number, but it's not really a secret, it's sacred, and that's a difference.
It's
not secret, it's sacred. But why do, in your estimation, is it not being taught that properly? Why is the opposite being taught?
Oh, the same reason they don't teach you about all of those additives that affect our
food,
genetics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The same reason why, they get us involved in these politics where we really don't play any role at all. I mean, down to I don't want to get you taken off.
Jaz-O, if you could get me taken off of air, that would be an amazing thing.
I got a high five.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. And then you don't have to go there either.
Okay.
I know where you was about to go. We can keep here.
And it didn't mean that or I don't know what I could say.
You can say whatever, brother. I'll be honest with you.
I didn't want you to. I didn't want you to think that I was implying that you weren't a bad motherfucker.
You better talk that shit, Jaz-O. You better tell them. Now you was protecting me.
Never inclined to believe anything of that
real
sort.
man shit.
No, you were protecting me. I love this conversation, but that comes from your teachings. You grew up. Talk about your teachings,
yes,
man.
Please.
I was always sort of an introvert. I was like a low-key introvert. Like, I went outside, I had friends, I played, but I spent my downtime or my me time doing other things. Like, when I look back, I spent like a third of my life just being quiet and thinking. And a wise man told me maybe about 25 years ago, he said, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So you should listen twice as much as you speak.
Agree.
So, I didn't even know that I was applying that until later on, and it just felt better for me to be quiet, and it also stemmed from my search for God. It's prevalent. Everybody's talking about God. Your grandmother's. We went down to Virginia every summer, and she was pushing me into church. I didn't know what was going on. People coming up and preacher messing up their hair and stuff, giving them the Holy Spirit and stuff. And I was like, I wasn't being I wasn't hating and I wasn't being I just looked at it like I want to know how this is being done. Like, I want to know what deemed this individual or what ordained him to have the power to do these things, and I can't do it either. The whole God spoke to me this morning speech, and I'm like, well, why he didn't speak to me? Why does he need a central person to have other people come to this central place and tell them a message. You know, this is supposed to be the big cheese. And I'm not trying to insult anybody's way of life, religion, and you know, but I will say I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. It's a difference. And so I just always thought about that. So I opened up the Bible. That was my only reference because I listened to people. So my only reference was the Bible. And I was confused. I was really confused. And this is not to say that there are no truths, esoteric truths in the Bible, because there definitely are.
Yeah.
It's just the context under which we are taught / programmed to think under is just really all jammed up.
And so in that journey, and this is a lifelong journey, right?
Yeah.
This ain't something you started at 18 and ended at 28.
Oh nah, I asked at the age of 5. I remember this. I asked my mother, "What does nothing look like?" And she told me to.
What a kid, man!
I know.
I hate those questions from kids.
You love precocious children.
It's like, you little word. Get out my face.
But
How did she answer?
She told me to close my eyes. And then I closed my eyes, and it was in the daytime, and it just so happened I was looking toward the window, and the sun was out. And she said, "What do you see?" I said, "I actually see like a like orangish, pinkish color." I was like, "Is that nothing?" And she was like, "Turn away from the window and close your eyes." She said, "What do you see?" I see black. And then she was like, "Okay, that's what nothing looks like." I'm like, "But that's black."
Yeah.
So what is? And then I asked her again. I was like, "What does nothing look like?" And you know, she didn't answer me.
Yeah.
So at that point, and we all do it at a certain point. And at that point, I realized that at least on an esoteric level, I had surpassed the mentality of my parents.
wow.
At 4?
At 5.
Five.
At 5.
And how would you answer your 5-year-old self now?
You can't look, and then it depends on what are you talking about? If you're talking about eyesight, like, you know, visual sight, what does nothing look like? And technically you would have to break down the word no thing. So it would be something that doesn't exist on a material level, you know, within this what they call a third dimension or what have you. So it's sort of like it's sort of oxymoronic.
To ask that question.
Right, because as soon as you say look,
Yes.
you're talking about vision.
Yeah.
So when something looks like something, that means it's in existence on our plane of existence. So it's really like a backwards question.
So you asked your parents a trick question at 5, bro?
Yeah. The only part is I didn't know it was a trick question back then.
Right.
I was just trying to find out some shit.
What does nothing look like? Jaz-O is here, man. Get this man a round of applause. He's legendary
Thank
for
you.
so many reasons. Are you happy right now, Jaz-O?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. Sometimes I forget that.
No.
That's
You know what I'm
we all
saying?
do. That's
It
real.
can make you forget, like, yo, then you got to sit yourself down and be like, oh shit,
Wow.
I'm happy. I'm all right. You know, sometimes I don't use happy. I use content.
Okay.
You know, that's those times you forget that you happy. Yeah. But
Yeah, that's real. I like
you know what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah.
But you know, getting down to it, yeah, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy to be learning, you know, experiencing life, and to look at everybody in this room, and to understand that we're all on an individual journey and a unified journey simultaneously.
Amen.
It's such a beautiful thing. Is horrible as horrible a thing that we see or may see in the world, like there's still like home base.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to steal a base to get around. You know, but you know there's always home base, and as long as you keep pushing,
Keep going.
keep them legs moving, you're gonna get the home base.
Jaz-O is here, man. Just my brother just came to hang out.